Trying to answer the question of how much you can make as a 3D artist is not an easy feat. This is the case because there are different circumstances and many different situations that can lead to generating different incomes, like where you live, what you specialize in, your level of experience, your industry, and the studio that you work for. Before we continue, I wanted to let you know about this training that will teach you how to create stylized 2D characters and art that looks amazing inside Blender. You will learn how to create a character called Fixie. First, you will use Rigify free rigging add-on to be able to animate and pose the character. The instructor will teach you how to create custom properties of the character, such as eyes colors and shapes, that will change according to different situations. You will also learn how to animate the hair and have it react and move according to the environment and the character's movement. The instructor has a lot of experience in creating 2D stylized characters and animation. This will help you because he will share a lot about how to create 2D stuff in Blender. Overall, you will learn how to create a model and paint your characters, UV mapping, editing normals, connecting maps and shaders, in addition to normals and shaders behavior in game engines. So if you want to create 2D animated characters and animations that look great, you can find the necessary links in the description. Income based on cities and countries. Depending on where you live in the world, your income as a 3D artist is gonna vary greatly. For example, if you live in Europe or the United States, you will probably get paid very well in comparison. To be honest, not all parts of the US and Europe pay very well. For example, if you live in Eastern Europe, you won't get paid that well compared to big cities in the United States. Actually, from what I have heard, artists in the UK are underpaid, even though it is one of the most prosperous countries in the world when it comes to the VFX and gaming industry. For example, if you live in Asia, Africa, or even South America, you'll probably not get paid very well compared to big cities where the industry is prominent. Like for example in China and India and some parts of South America, your salary as a 3D artist won't surpass $10,000 per year. That's why many studios in the US and Canada outsource their work to be done in these countries, because it is way more affordable and makes a lot more financial sense, especially when it comes to AAA video game productions and big Hollywood movies that use a lot of VFX. Also, depending on the city you live in the same country, your salary as a 3D artist is gonna be different. And this is a list where 3D artists on average get paid the most. On average, I said, so keep that in mind. In Lake City, it is $69K per year. In San Francisco, it is $60K. In Santa Clara, it is $67K per year. In Washington, D.C., it is $67,000 per year. In Fremont, it is $65K. In Green River, it is $65K as well. And in San Jose, it is $64,000 per year. Income based on position. One of the most important things that people don't consider before looking at these numbers is experience and how many years you're going to have to spend to be able to earn this income. And remember that these are just averages, so please take this with a grain of salt. A VFX, game artist, or an animator under 3 years of experience is going to be paid around $40K. Between 3 to 6 years is going to be paid around $55,000 per year. And 6 years plus is going to be paid $80K per year on average. A lead or technical artist is going to be paid $73,000 between 3 to 6 years of experience, and 6 years plus is going to be paid over $100,000. An art director is going to be paid $110,000 plus for 6 years of experience because this is a highly valuable skill. Also, we can break down salaries by job title. This means income is paid based on a specific task that the artist is responsible for. Also, we're going to show a range of income from low to high depending on the factors we talked about before, like cities, industry, studio, experience, and so on. So a concept artist is going to be paid between $45 to $100K. A character artist is going to be paid between $45 to $70K on average. An environment artist is going to be paid between $55,000 to $120,000 per year on average. A technical artist is going to be paid between $40K to $105K. A character animator is going to be paid between $40K to $100K. And finally, a 3D generalist is going to be paid between $45K to $95,000 per year, depending on the factors we talked about on average. Income based on studio. To give you an idea, we chose a bunch of popular studios located in North America. I would say this category is the least accurate because it lacks data. but it will give you a nice overview. Again, please take this with a grain of salt. In Blizzard Entertainment, artists will be paid between 44k to 84k. In Electronic Arts, they'll be paid between 49k to $103,000. In Activision, it is between 44k to 83k. In Ubisoft, it is between 44k to 90k. In Blur Studio, it is between 42k to 89k. In Gameloft, it is between 43k to 73k. And in Rockstar, it is between $46,000 to $120,000 per year. Overall, this subject is really tricky and complicated. Also, it is easy to misinterpret this as false information based on where you live, your skill, your experience, your industry, and the company you work for. And as we said before, how much you're gonna make varies hugely from country to country, and even from city to city within the same country. For example, in the same country, rent can be $1,000 in one city and $3,000 in another city for the same apartment. This has a huge impact on how much studios and companies pay their employees, because this will factor in when it comes to how much companies pay to bring their employees and keep them long term, and make them satisfied, of course. Basically, I believe it boils down to two things: the cost of living in that country or city, and how much your studio is willing to pay and how much it can afford. I personally believe that you can make enough money no matter where you live in the world, and if you are complaining about not making enough, especially if you are in a developing or third world country, then remember that your currency is lower, so having a job opportunity online will allow you to get paid in US dollars, euros, or pounds. This means more value for you, and since your cost of living is lower, it means you're having a better deal. Basically, there are no limits on how much you can make if you are resourceful and creative, especially if you are a freelance artist. But if you are working a full-time job in a studio, then it might be a problem, because sometimes you have to work too many hours, especially if crunch is part of the culture in your studio. I hope this video was insightful. If you have something to add, you can leave it in the comment section below. Also, you can check some of our previous videos. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.